I got a question. The advice about avoid gatherings, did you make that advice regarding the people that were in the streets protesting over the deaths of George Floyd and Rayshard Brooks? Did you make that advice then? In fact, when Garcetti was asked about whether or not the protests are responsible for the spike, here's what he said, and I'm quoting, "We follow the data closely. There's no evidence yet that the protest led to much spread, though it's something Dr. Farrar," that's the health official, county health official, "that's something Dr. Farrar has hypothesized, but we haven't seen any conclusive evidence there." End of quote. So Trump rallies are irresponsible because of the denseness, the inability to socially distance. But when it comes to protests in the streets, well, we really haven't seen any conclusive evidence there yet. That's one of the reasons that people are cynical about the advice they're getting from government. All these healthcare officials talking about how important it is to socially distance. And then what was that letter signed by some 200 healthcare professionals saying, well, yeah, but what's going on right now regarding Black Lives Matter is so important that we're going to give you a mulligan on that. Go ahead and go out there and don't social distance and don't wear face masks because, after all, the cause is so important. Really? Scotland is testing therapy to boost the immune response early in the infection. There's a biotech firm called TC Biopharm, a Scottish biotech firm, and they've won approval to test an experimental T-cell injection therapy by boosting the immune system early. 6-month trial in Edinburgh. It'll involve harvesting T-cells from healthy people, cultivating a large number of the cells in a lab, then injecting the donor cells into hospitalized patients. A large enough infusion could head off infection before the patient needs to be moved to intensive care and even prevent the greater problems. Quote, "We've got some evidence that if you kill the virus effectively early on, there should be no reason for the host to have an overwhelming immune response." And more tests are being done by a Miami-based biotech firm called Ridgeback Biotherapies, kicking off a couple of phases of trials. Antiviral treatment, first giving it to hospitalized patients, and second with patients who've just been newly diagnosed with COVID-19. The goal is to see if it could stop the spread of the disease in its early stages and, quote, potentially reduce the time during which patients are infectious to others and change the course of the pandemic, end of quote, said the co-founder of Ridgeback Biotherapeutics.